Well, hi. Thank you so much for making the time. So we just have, I have a few questions, and just give me your honest feedback, and I really appreciate it. And so
Okay.
my first question is, can you tell me about what kind of work you do?
So first of all, I'm very happy to be here with you, Sharon. So for my work, I'm a head of people and culture for a small software organization that's located in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So head of people and culture is really a progressive way of saying the head of the human resources department. So that's the terminology that folks are most familiar with. So I handle anything that has to do with people, culture, human resources. And because we're a small organization, I also help with facilities and our office environment and trying to organize that as well.
Great. Well, can you tell me a little bit about what life was like before we knew each other?
So before connection to Sharon, some things that I think would be important to know are I had taken a job that I thought would be an interesting pivot, and there were some positive things that came from that experience, but over the course of COVID, I went from going into the office 5 days a week to working at home. And I had meetings all day long from 9 in the morning until 5 at night with very little flexibility. And then I had actual work that I had to do in the evenings. And because I was trapped at home with COVID and lockdown, it was a soul sucking experience where it wasn't exactly the right kind of work that I was doing. I would not say that I was seen or valued for the strengths that I bring to the table. And I didn't feel any connection to my soul's purpose and the specific work that I was doing. And so I was very burnt out. I felt kind of lost, a little bit lonely, because I just don't think that my heart was resonating with a lot of what was packed into my schedule. So it was kind of a depressing and difficult time, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah. And can you tell me a little bit about what your life is like now?
Yeah, so many positive things have happened from you and I being connected. And the difference that I think is most remarkable is when I think about what's happening with my job, because I work in corporate America, is I was able to manifest from that situation that I just described that was soul sucking and not energizing me, not utilizing my purpose. I wasn't waking up in the morning excited. I was waking up in the morning anxious to worry about what did I not get done that someone's going to be mad at me for. And instead, with your help, I was able to manifest a job where I'm having the time of my life. I've never been more happy or more fulfilled or had a better match of a company that is in alignment with who I am as a person. So the company is really able to value and recognize my strengths, and they're putting those strengths to work. And so every day I wake up and I can't even believe that I have the projects to work on that are right within my sweet spot, that I'm excited to get up to do the presentations. The work flows easily. It takes me half the time and I'm doing the work twice as well. I'm connected to people that are more in alignment with how, as the head of people and culture, I want us to be treating people. I want to love and nurture them. I want to treat them as holistic human beings. The leadership team supports that. That's an amazing feeling to wake up every day to work with people that have natural ability to love and have empathy for everything that's going on around us, and trying to show up and to be a valued and highly engaged and highly productive employee in the workplace with everything else in the world happening around us is not always easy. But this company and the leadership team makes that available to me. And I'm also doing less work, but having more of an impact. And I have more flexibility in my schedule to create the kind of life experience that allows me to do all the things I need to do to fulfill my purpose, to feel like I'm living from my soul, that I'm living from my heart. I'm sharing my gifts. It's being received in a positive way. But I also have more time to do the other things of life that are important to me. I'm sleeping 8 hours a day. I have time to go to yoga and or the gym, sometimes both, but every day I have time to move my body. I have time to take a break and have a nice lunch. I have time to do things with my family, my friends, to work on my spiritual work, like I do with you, Sharon, outside of the corporate world, I feel like I now finally have so much more time and energy because I'm in the right job that's a match for my strengths. And I was able to be honest with myself about how to set the boundaries, about what was a requirement for finding this job, and how to really carve out a life experience that sometimes I still can't believe is true. Sometimes it's hard for me to accept, like, this is how my schedule gets to be, but this is all the impact that I'm still making. Like, wow, this is actually something that's available out there. And so having connection to you and your philosophies and your knowledge and the tools and just who you are as a person has really helped me to be able to manifest this dream situation that I pinch myself every day and say, oh, this gets to be your life today. This is who you get to work with and the work that you get to do and the impact that you get to make. And you have time to go to yoga and do a whole bunch of other things. And so it just has opened up a whole new world for me when I think back to, 1 or 2 years ago. I was in a completely different spot, riddled with anxiety, not sleeping well, not excited to wake up in the morning, just not radiating the same positivity that hopefully you're all seeing now with my explanation of where things sit in the present moment.
That is awesome. I'm celebrating you in that. Love hearing that. And then so my last question is, if someone was considering this program, what would you tell them?
What I would tell them is, I remember when I was first new to doing this kind of work. And when I was first new to investing any amount of anything into myself. And I remember how scary that felt to be like, oh, I should invest this for me. And I remember that being sort of a bizarre feeling that I didn't quite understand. But the way the universe sort of led me to take the leap to participate in programs like this, I then understood the meaning behind, well, what does it mean to invest in yourself? And to speak in business and corporate terms, the return on the investment is priceless. And sometimes it's not what you expect it to be. That's the most priceless piece. So for me, of course, having connection to the knowledge, to the wisdom, to the tools, a different way to reframe the way that you're thinking about things. But also to be connected, depending on what part of the program that you're in. Sometimes for me, it's just being connected to a like-minded person that is aligned with the way they're trying to think or act. Or if you get to be in a session where there's a group of people and you're like, oh my gosh, there's other people who are the same as me that are looking to do the same kinds of things. That makes you feel less alone when you're trying to sort of up-level your life, live your best life. And, they say the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over, but not change anything. And so to me, deciding to make the investment into myself by taking courses and using tools such as these, connecting to people such as you, it has made the hugest difference just to be aligned with that kind of energy of people who want to up-level their lives, want to be the best version of themselves, want to give back to the world, just want to live an ideal life. And it's some of the best decisions that I've ever made is to be in this community, to be in this energy, and to be connected to people like you. And so I can 100,000,000% say it was me deciding to take that leap to say, okay, let me see what these kinds of programs are all about. And, when I tell you, I can't even think what the heck I used to do before when I came across obstacles and challenges and felt lonely and felt alone, or even now I still have challenges at my current job. How did I used to manage that kind of stress pre-Sharon and this kind of work? I don't know, but I don't even want to look back to see what kinds of ways I was showing up before, because I'm really proud of the person that I'm working to become. And I think it's made a huge difference in how I'm able to show up for myself and therefore everybody else with how I want to be and how I want to make an impact, and how I want to be remembered. So I feel much more clear about it's a lifelong journey. So I'm glad that I took the step when I did to start making that progress.
That is amazing. Thank you so much for your time. And again, celebrating you and all the progress you've made, and just honored to know you and work with you.
Well, you're very welcome. And I feel the exact same way.
Thank you.